What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle against the subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today, we are going up against TJ in an FU tiered match. That's right, FU, which, aside from my giggling, which you should just ignore because I'm just an immature person, FU is below PU, and PU is below NU. So FU is basically the NU of the NU of the NU, if that makes any sense whatsoever. If you never heard of the tier, it's not an official tier. I think it's just one of the ones that won for Smogon's like special tier of the month thing. So I hope they eventually make it a tier. But anyway, if you never heard of it or if you want to get some more information, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can go check that out. And also if you want to just try it out yourself, it's kind of a lot of fun. So that's why I decided to do a battle of it here. I thought you guys would enjoy it. There's also a Showdown session going on the channel. It's probably still going on right now, actually, with FU as well. So we did a couple of matches there. As for the team, Electabuzz, I found out is kind of a standard Pokemon, but I'm bringing it anyway because I like Electabuzz. It's a Life Orb set. Nothing fancy there. Then we have Choice Banded Marill. We have Physically Defensive Defog. Vibrava, we have a Heatmor with Life Orb as well, so a couple of Life Orb users. It's actually a mixed Heatmor. It's got Fire Blast, Giga Drain, Sucker Punch, all that good stuff. Then we have Specially Defensive Hypno, which is surprisingly bulky, and then we have the standard Guts Eradicate with Flame Orb. And I think I got Sucker Punch, U-Turn, Protect, and Facade on there. So there we go. As we're getting started today, of course, just a friendly little reminder in case you guys haven't done so already and you would like to show your support to the channel, the series, and all that fun stuff, you can do so by clicking that like button right below this video or leaving your thoughts in the comment section below. Feel free to let me know down there if you'd like to see more of these on the channel, because I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I don't think I've played it enough, but it's just the Pokemon that we see here. I mean, look at that Wartortle and Spritzy, and oh my gosh, it's just too good to be true. I love this kind of stuff. I'm a junkie for this kind of stuff, honestly. It's addicting. I have a problem. I have many problems. Moving on. We're not going to talk about my problems. We're starting off against a Shapeshifter here, which is the Frogadier. And I've got Marill out here. So this isn't exactly a great matchup for us. Let me think. What could this thing possibly have? Dark Pulse, not going to do much to a Marill. Scald, not going to do much to a Marill, but the threat of a burn is kind of scary. Let's see, what else? Ice Beam, that's not going to do much. I don't know if I mentioned that already. I don't think I did. The only thing that would scare me would be Grass Knot or HP Grass, depending on what he wants to run. He's probably going to switch in Wartortle, I would guess. Either that or Metang. He's going to go for the U-turn, so that doesn't really tell us a whole lot about what set he's running. They're usually Life Orb. Actually, no, we don't see the Life Orb. So maybe he's Eviolite. I can't think of anything else that a Frogadier would run. Unless he's just fully physical and he's banded, but that didn't do much. He does opt to go for the Metang switch in. That is unfortunate. I was hoping for the Wartortle because that would have done at least a little bit more damage there. So if only I went for the Waterfall, that would have done a little bit more. Also, judging by that damage, I'd have to say that this Metang is probably more of a defensive build. I guess we're going to find out once it unleashes some of its moves on us here. Now, this thing probably has either Bullet Punch or Meteor Mash. Probably Bullet Punch if I had to guess. Probably Bullet Punch and Zen Headbutt would be the stab moves, and then I don't know what else it would run. If it's a defensive build, it could have like Toxic and Stealth Rock maybe. Guess we're just going to have to find out. I'm going to switch into Vibrava either way, as he does go for the Stealth Rock, which is fine because this thing can't really do much to me. The only thing I'd be afraid of would be Toxic, and there's no way to know if he has it at this point, so I'm just going to go for the Defog, and then we can U-turn out of here. And U-turn's not going to do anything to Metang if he decides to stay in, but we can hopefully get in something like Heatmor on this thing to force it out. So there's the Defog. Clear Body prevents the evasiveness drop, of course. He does go for the Toxic, so it is a defensive Metang, as my suspicion was correct there from earlier. And that really stinks because that is going to reduce the longevity of our beautiful little Vibrava here. Not much we can do about that, but since usually this Vibrava is used to just come in, defog, roost up, and then U-turn out, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. We just need to be a little bit more careful now that we have that extra poison passive damage going on. We do actually outspeed the Metang too, because it is defensive, obviously. Probably doesn't have any speed investment whatsoever. So now the question is, do we want to take a hit? Or do I think he's going to go for Stealth Rock? Not really sure. I'm not really afraid either way, so I'm going to switch in Heatmor here, as he does go for the Zen Headbutt. Hopefully that doesn't do too much. And no, that really didn't do that much at all. Especially considering the fact that Heatmor is not the bulkiest thing in the world. So here we are, we're running the Fire Blast, Giga Drain, Superpower, and Sucker Punch on this Heatmor. And this can actually do a number on quite a bit of his team. So that is great for us. If we want to predict the War Turtle to come in, we can go for the Giga Drain. I don't know what else he would want to switch in, honestly. Either way, I'm going to go for the Fire Blast here. I'm going to play it safe. I don't know if this thing has anything for me. I don't know that Metang actually gets Earthquake. I know Metagross does, but I don't know if Metang does. I don't believe so. But even still, we've seen Stealth Rock, Toxic, and Zen Headbutt. His other move is probably Bullet Punch. So we're probably going to see a switch here, and it's probably going to be War Turtle. But I don't want to mess around. I don't want to make those kinds of predictions just yet. Not that I'll be locked into a move, but I don't like to play it super, super risky at the beginning, because that can throw a match. Of course, they can also win you a match really quickly if you play that aggressively and get it right, but for the most part, it'll lose you more matches than it wins you, unless you just are lucky, which sometimes that's what it comes down to. It's taking a long time to think about his move here. He may be wondering if I'm going to make a prediction or not, and if it's worth it to switch in War Turtle. I don't know. I don't know. It depends. War Turtle, I think, has base 80 defense and base 80 special defense, I think. They're pretty close to even, if not even, as the War Turtle does come in here. So if he's physically defensive, even with the Eviolite, I think Fire Blast will do a decent chunk. And that didn't do as much as I wanted it to. That stab with Life Orb. That is a bit disconcerting. Now, we could stay in and go for a Giga Drain here, but that's not going to kill in any universe, judging by how much that Fire Blast did. And then we'd have to take a Scald. And I don't know if we can take that, because I am a minus special defense nature, I believe. Yeah, I think I went minus special defense. I wasn't going to go minus speed. I wasn't going to go minus attack, because I have Sucker Punch and Superpower, because this is a mixed Heatmor. So, yeah, I wanted to be able to take priority moves, too. Alright, so we need to make a switch here. The question is, what do we switch in? I guess not. You know what? I'm going to play it a little risky here. We're going to go for the Giga Drain. I went against everything I just said. He went for the Aqua Jet, which didn't do nearly as much as he wanted it to, and Giga Drain is almost a KO. And, I'm not sure if that is enough to survive. With the Life Orb recoil, it's going to be close. Do I stay in and risk it? I don't know if that's a good idea. He's probably going to switch out himself. He has no reason not to. I don't have any stealth rocking Pokemon on this team. But I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch in the off chance he wants to stay in an Aqua Jet. Nope, he opts to switch out. So we're going to lose some momentum here. He gets his Sugar Puff in safely, which is his Spritzy. This is obviously going to be carrying the Eviolite. But we can go for either a Fire Blast or a Giga Drain here. Spritzy does have decent HP. Well, on the bright side, I mean, that could have really backfired if you went for Scald, I guess. I mean, we could have survived that too, I guess. There's always that. It was a risky play. It was a risky play. It could have ended up being a really stupid play if Heatmor went down to a Scald, I guess. But I don't know. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. I decided last second, even though I talked about how I don't want to do that. I just did it anyway. I opt to go for the Fire Blast here, and it misses as he pulls off the Wish. So now, I really don't want him to switch in War Turtle. I think he knows I'm going to go for a Giga Drain here, too. But going for Fire Blast doesn't make any sense. Nothing else on his team really has taken any damage. I don't know if Fire Blast will KO Metang, so I don't know if he's going to want to switch that in. And even still, that makes him lose momentum because he'll have to switch again. He doesn't want to take a Fire Blast. He's going to go into Nibbles, which is the Gabite. As we pull off the Giga Drain here, that does so much damage. Oh my goodness, that did way more than I had anticipated. Even with the Life Orb Recoil, we got quite a bit of HP back there. He's going to get his wish and get back up to just about full HP, but we know for sure now that this Gabite is not Eviolite. It's either Choice Bandit or Choice Scarf. I'm not sure which, and I don't know if I want to stay in to find out. I mean, I don't have anything to hit it with anyway. I mean, I guess I could try to go for a superpower, but that makes no sense, because I think even if he's Bandit, he's probably still faster than Heatmor. Heatmor is pretty darn slow. Huh. Alright, so there you go. We don't want to leave Heatmor in here. The question is, what do I want to predict him to go for? If I predict him to go for an EQ, and I bring in Vibes, the Vibrava, and he goes for Dragon Claw, that ruins my day. If I bring in Meryl as he goes for EQ, that could be a problem, but if he goes for Dragon Claw, it would be great, because we're immune to it, and he'd be locked in. I'm going to go for a 50-50 guess here. I'll bring in Meryl, and he goes for Rock Slide, so he goes for neither one of those. I guess he didn't want to be on the end of, you know, having someone be immune to one of his attacks, which I guess is a smart play. That did a lot of damage. So now he knows that we're not Eviolite. And I know that he's not Eviolite, I just don't know what exactly he is. He's locked in, I'm sure of it. Because he's not Life Orb either. So he's either Choice Bandit or Choice Scarf. I don't know which. That is the problem. That is the problem. Either way, it's going to outspeed Meryl. That's not what I'm worried about. But just a little bit troublesome to figure out which he is. If I had to guess, I'd say Choice Bandit. But I don't know that guessing is the best thing to do here. He opts to bring in Cyrus here as we go for the Aqua Jet. At this point, I was just kind of sacrificing Meryl just to get some damage off. Because then I could easily bring in Heatmor for the Sucker Punch kill. Or Electabuzz if I really felt confident that the Gabite was not Scarfed. But that really worries me. Because if he's Scarfed and it comes down to a point where I have to try to kill him with Electabuzz, I can easily go down there. I mean, what else on this team could be Scarfed? The only other thing, I guess, could be the Frogadier, but I've never seen a Scarfed one of those before. It doesn't mean that that's not what my opponent is running. It just means I've never seen one. I mean, I guess the worst possible scenario would be if that Frogadier is Scarfed and he has HP Ground or Spikes or something. Or I guess HP Ground would be the worst, because you wouldn't run Scarf Spikes. That makes no sense. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I need to focus on what's actually happening instead of thinking really far down the road here. So he did go for the Toxic there. I predicted that and switched in Vibrava. So he wasted his turn, which I guess is good. But I can't do anything to this Metang. My main way of dishing out damage with this Vibrava is via Toxic for the passive damage. But that's not going to do anything to a Steel type. So I'm going to U-turn out. We do outspeed. We get some chip damage off there. I mean, I guess it's great that we're weakening this thing, but we also have to deal with a Wish Passer in that Spritzy, which could very easily pass something into this Metang later on. Especially because the only thing I have on my team that can really handle it is Heatmor, so if I don't have that out, he can just pass the Wish. Metang has a lot of resistances going for it. So I think I want to predict a Zen Headbutt, and we can go into Hypno. Even though I'm specially defensive, we should be able to take that. I just don't want to get Toxic, that's the thing. So we'll have to make a play after that. He does opt to go for the Zen Headbutt, and that really doesn't do that much damage at all. We do have the lefties to recover most of what that did, actually, which is great. But now what do we want to do? Do I want to Wish? Or do I want to predict a Toxic? And what would I do? Predict the Toxic and go back into Vibrava again? just to U-turn. That's not worth it. That is not worth it. I don't have any way of curing the Toxic. We might need this Hypno later on. I don't want to take a Zen Headbutt with Heatmor, but I don't think he's going to go for it here. I think he's going to go for a Toxic, and I don't care if Heatmor gets Toxic, because it's already pretty darn frail. So that's what we're going to do. And then we have Heatmor out on a Metang, and he would have to pick either to sacrifice his Metang or his War Turtle, pretty much. He doesn't have anything else to switch in. He does go for the Toxic, and it misses Heatmor. Oh, the elusive Anteater. Now we can go for Fire Blast. Is there really anything stopping us here? Not that I can think of. Let's unleash a Fire Blast and dish out some major damage to something. If we can get rid of this Metang, that'd be great. I don't know that he's going to want to just sacrifice it here, though. That War Turtle might not be of any use to him. So we may see that. No, Sugar Puff, what is that? That is the Spritzy, okay. So we're going to see how much this does to Spritzy. That's not quite half. Crap, I thought that was going to be a 2-hit KO, but it just barely isn't. I don't know if that was because of the roll or if that's just about how much it's going to do every time. I guess we can go for a Giga Drain here to try to get some more HP back. Since we're not toxic, we can take advantage of that and try to keep Heatmor around. I would like to keep him within a range where Aqua Jet won't kill, since that War Turtle is not gone yet. What else could I switch in here? I could predict a Wish and try to get Raticate in for free, and then start facading all over the place. But with that Metang still around, that's not really going to help me. At least I know, as long as I have Heatmor out here, he probably is not going to try to pass a Wish over to it. What I really don't want to happen, though, is for him to get a Wish into that War Turtle. That could be a problem. So I'm just going to go for a Giga Drain here, and we're kind of just scouting to see what he's going to do. My guess is he's going to throw up a Wish. Okay, we really didn't gain any ground there as far as HP is concerned either. That could be a problem. Alright, so he goes for the Wish. So he probably has Wish, Protect, and Moonblast. The only thing is, what is his other move? Does he have Calm Mind? Does he have Aromatherapy, maybe? Or is he not carrying the Protect at all? I guess that's also possible. There is the Protect. Okay, so there goes that theory about him not carrying Protect. As we wasted another Fire Blast. I need to be more careful with how I'm using Fire Blast here, because we are working on limited PP. I think I have 4 left, something like that. I need to save at least 1 for Metang. Possibly 2. But I would think that Metang is probably physically defensive, so we might just be able to one-shot that with a Fire Blast. I don't really know. But we're not going to get anywhere with Heatmor out here and just Fire Blasting this thing. He's going to be able to stall me out of Fire Blast, and that's not what we want, as I just covered. This is getting to be a little bit stallier than I figured it would be for FU, but we're really just jostling for momentum here. We're like 16 minutes into this battle, and we still don't have a casualty. No Pokemon are down. We do have a toxic Pokemon on my side of the field. He's got a couple of weakened Pokemon. That War Turtle's in the red zone. I've got a couple of weakened Pokemon, but yeah, nobody really has a clear-cut advantage here. This could go either way. And I have a feeling that this one is going to go well over a half an hour. I have a feeling. I don't know what kind of feeling it is, but I have a feeling. So he's taking a long time to think about his move. There we go, finally decided. We're switching Heatmor out. We're bringing in Hypno because we can Toxic this thing. He actually is going to withdraw the Spritzy. So he's not going to keep it in here, and he's going to switch in Thomas the War Turtle. I mean, that's fine by me. I get free lefties, and that brings us up to just about full health. 187 out of 191, not bad at all. This War Turtle really can't do much unless it's carrying Toxic. Which I really hope that it is not. We could also throw up a Wish here. Or do I just want a Toxic in case he's going to switch? I don't know. I really don't know what the purpose of bringing out this War Turtle was, unless he was just sacrificing it. I guess that's what he was doing. Either way, I'm going to throw up a wish here first as he goes for the Scald. Hopefully that doesn't burn. It does not. Now we have to decide what we're going to do to try to get some momentum. We have to get something going, and that means that we're going to have to take a little bit of a risk. If we play safe the entire match, things are not going to go our way. Now, what we could do is bring in Matt here and take the Scald. If he burns us, that doesn't really matter because we're Guts and we have a Flame Orb anyway, then we can get all our health back. Or we can switch in Meryl and get most of our health back that way, and Scald's not going to do that much at all. Then we should be able to kill this thing. Do I really want to give up the Aqua Jet, though? Is that really going to help us? Trying to think about the rest of his team. Meryl's probably the least useful, honestly. Even Hypno has more use right now than Meryl does. So we're going to switch in Meryl, take a little bit of a chance, see if we can avoid a burn. So he goes for the Scald. That's not going to do much at all. Okay, actually, it did a little bit more than I thought it would. And he gets the burn, unfortunately. I was really hoping we were going to get a little bit lucky there. It actually would have been better if we got burned on Hypno instead of Meryl. But now Meryl is entirely useless, so we're just going to let it go down here and get a safe switch into something, and we can go from there. So we took a chance. It did not go our way. That happens sometimes. Really not a whole lot you can do about it. Sometimes you feel like you just got to take a chance to break through, and it doesn't always go your way. This time it did not. That doesn't mean the match is over, though. It's not a game-changing thing. I assessed the opponent's team. I thought, you know what? I really don't need Meryl that much, especially because he has that Metang, which I can't do a whole lot to. So as long as that's alive, we're not going to do much anyway. We go for the play rough to try to get some chip damage on this thing, and that does not connect. It's a 90% accuracy move. I don't know why I just clicked Aqua Jet there. Doesn't really matter, though. That miss doesn't really change anything whatsoever because, yeah. And we get a critical hit. We get critted on the Aqua Jet. The Hacks Gods just do not like us right now. None of those things mattered at all. Did not influence the match whatsoever, but it's just the principle of it. Just like they love to kick you when you're down, you know? Something didn't go your way. Oh, here's 5 crits in a row to make you feel better. Alright, so either way, we're going to go into Matt here, and Matt is our lovely Raticate, who, he's very gutsy. He's quite gutsy. We're going to go for a Protect. I'm guessing a Scald is coming. No, he goes for the Aqua Jet, in fact. So that's fine. He's going for the priority move. Now that we have our Flame Orb activated, Sucker Punch should be able to take out this thing and out-prioritize his Aqua Jet. Even if he's physically defensive, I don't think he's going to take a Sucker Punch. It's just me. That is just me. And nope, he's going to stay in and just let his Wartortle go down, which I think that's what he was doing in the first place when he switched it in. And then all kinds of other shenanigans went down just because I happened to switch Heatmor out. So yeah, that's that. Unfortunately, we had to trade. What's this called? Meryl. There we go. Meryl for Wartortle, and we're kind of right back where we were before. 5-5, kind of at a stalemate here. But we still have some of our big players on the field. We have our Raticate and our Heatmor, which, like I said, we're saving as our ace in the hole against the Metang, because I really don't have anything else to handle it, and it's going to be a huge problem at the end of this battle if I don't have Heatmor. So, there we go. So we have Simisear, which does naturally outspeed us because we have a base 97 speed, and Simisear has base 101. So regardless of whether he's Scarf or not, he's going to be outspeeding us. Sucker Punch I don't think would one-shot, so I'm not going to waste Raticate here. Instead, I'm going to predict that he is specially offensive. Yes, he is, as he goes for the Nasty Plot. And we're switching in Hypno here, because Hypno's pretty darn good at taking special hits. Pretty darn good. +2 flamethrowers, though. Stab, that's a little bit scary. And I don't know how much Psy Shock is going to do. Actually, he goes for the knockoff, and that does a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. Nasty Plot knockoff? That really did throw me off, I'm not going to lie. But with the Psy Shock and the Life Orb damage, we're kind of in good shape here. We might have to let Hypno go down, but we can come in and take him out with pretty much anything that we want. We could come in with Raticate and go for a Sucker Punch. We have to take more burn damage to do that, and he could easily switch, so I don't know if that's the best idea. What we can do is just let Hypno go down, and then bring in Electabuzz, which is naturally faster. We saw the Life Orb. We don't have to worry about a Scarf. So we can come in and T-Bolt. I don't think he has any immunities either. So there we go. I guess that's the plan. He does opt to go for the Flamethrower. Hypno is going down, which is unfortunate, but we do get some more Life Orb chip damage on this thing. And thinking about the rest of his team, the only other big-time special attacker he really has is, I mean, Spritzy doesn't really count, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure it has Moonblast, but it appeared to be more of a defensive build, judging by how much Fire Blast did. So the only other threat really would be the Frogadier. And we don't know what that is yet. It didn't show an item, which is kind of interesting. All this stuff is just playing out in my head right now, trying to figure out all these different scenarios. Either way, we're pretty safe just going for any electric type move, really, because he doesn't have any immunities, has no ground types. Other than, oh wait, he has Gabite. He has Gabite. He does have an immunity. But that's fine, because I can just HP Ice him. So that's not too scary. We would just have to worry about that being Scarfed. I'm worried about everything being Scarfed. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you. He's taking his time thinking about his move here. So, I don't know. I guess he's trying to figure out if it's worth saving this thing. Personally, I don't know if it is. You already have your boost up. So we really have a chance to come in and Nasty Plot again? Probably not. You could save it for the knockoff, though. So, I don't know. He opts to just let Simisear go down. And that is that. We're going to take a little bit of Life Orb damage, but that is well worth it to have Simisear out of here. No rhyme intended there. Nasty Plot knockoff. That's just... that strikes me as so strange. But there are a lot of Psychic-type Pokemon in NU, so I guess it makes sense. I mean, and there's a lot of Pokemon with Eviolite in NU. I know this isn't NU, it's FU, but it's, you know, it's the same thing-ish. Similar Pokemon. Gabite is going to come out now. And him bringing it out just like that really makes me think that this thing is Scarfed. Why else would you just bring it out on an Electabuzz that you know is not choice locked into an electric type move? Unless you think that I have HP Grass. I don't know if it's worth it if we lose Electabuzz here. I don't know if that's worth it. But I don't have much I can switch in. I can switch in Vibrava, but he's probably going to go for Dragon Claw. I'm going to do it anyway. Gonna do it anyway, and we'll see what happens. If he goes for Dragon Claw, we might just go down to that, honestly. He does go for the Dragon Claw, and that doesn't quite take us out. Huh. I mean, I am physically defensive with Eviolite. Maybe that is Choice Banded. I really can't figure out what this is. I've been going back and forth the entire match on what is what, and that really gives an advantage to my opponent. He outspeeds us, but that doesn't tell me anything because Vibrava is slow. It's not invested in speed or anything like that. And even if it was, pretty sure Gabite is faster. Okay, so that did us no good, and we're down to 3 Pokemon now. And I don't see that we have any choice but to take a bit of a chance here. So again, we're going to take a chance and hope again it doesn't bite us in the butt. I'm going to come out and go right for the HP Ice. And we are faster, so that is not Choice Scarfed. That is Choice Banded. And Nibbles the Gabite is going to go down. So we are at a tie, I believe. 3 Pokemon to 3 Pokemon. He's got Metang and Spritzy and something else. Shapeshifter, that's right, the Frogadier. Why would you bring that out? Are you trying to bluff a Scarf again? Because you successfully did it with the Gabite. I don't really have anything to switch in, though. That's the thing. I have nothing that wants to switch in and take a hit from this thing. There are sirens in the background. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're apparently all over the place today. Because, you know, it's 70 degrees. Apparently that means disaster is striking. Anyway, he does go for the HP ground as I went for the T-Bolt, and he is choice scarfed. Well, crap. That is not good. That is not good at all. That was the worst case scenario that I talked about earlier on, was him going for the HP ground as I went for the T-Bolt and him being choice scarfed. Then I can't hit him with the T-Bolt. Oh, we took all that damage too. And I really have nothing that I can do. I know Matt can take a hit. But do I really want him to? This is really going to come down to the wire. Oh my goodness. This is really, really going to come down to the wire here. I think we're just going to have to sacrifice Electabuzz. I can't switch in Heatmor because he'll go down in one hit to an HP ground. He really has no reason not to just stay in and go for it again. Because he knows Raticate will take decent amount of damage from it. He knows Heatmor will go down to it, and he knows Electabuzz will go down to it. So it's looking more and more like we have to leave Electabuzz in, and then after it goes down, I guess bring in Raticate and Sucker Punch. But he's not. Is he really going to leave in his Frogadier to just take the damage? I don't think so. Okay, we need to get a little bit fancy here with our predictions. We need to have our predictions spot on if we're going to win this match now. Because now we're definitely behind the 8-ball. We still have to deal with the Spritzy and the Metang alongside this Frogadier. So the odds are not with us here. I'm going to predict a switch. And we're going to U-turn. And that way we can get in our Heatmor safely. He does switch, and he's going to go into Sugar Puff. So Facade would have been better, but I wasn't sure if that Metang was going to come in. And Facade was not going to do anything to Metang. Nothing at all. Alright, so I was hoping he was going to go into the Metang. I really was. Because then we can get Heatmor in, and he'd be in a bad spot. But we're going to bring Heatmor in regardless. We have 4 Fire Blasts left, not 3, so that's good. Now we're tasked with breaking this freaking Spritzy. And from that health, 2 Fire Blasts should be able to take it out. But what are the chances I'm going to hit both of those? And he can just Wish Protect here, too. That's the thing. So I'm going to Giga Drain, try to get some HP back, and we'll go from there. His only attacking move is most likely Moonblast, which is not very effective. So there's that. He does go for the Wish. The question is, are you going to go for Protect? Are you going to switch out into Metang? There's really no reason for you to switch out into Metang because I'm pretty sure that we can almost kill it with a Fire Blast even from full health. He does opt to stay in. And he's not going for Protect either, as we get a critical hit on the Giga Drain, so that's good, because we get some HP back there. And we see the Moonblast coming our way. I don't think that's going to do too much. Yeah, that doesn't do much at all. But we do see the special attack drop, which is not good. And he gets his HP back via the Wish. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling a loss coming. I'm feeling a loss, but I'm not going to give up, because that's not what we do around here. We don't give up, we see it out to the end. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? We just have to make the right predictions. Alright, how are we going to go about this? Let's think this through together. Can we get in Matt safely? You know what? We're going to try, because he's either going to Wish or he's going to switch out here. I don't think he's just going to Moonblast. Probably going to Wish. Yeah, there's the Wish. And now we might see a switch into Metang. Quite possibly. I don't know if he wants to leave Spritzy in to take a Facade. He should be able to take it. I just don't know how well. Question is, do we U-turn again? Or do we go for the facade? Scary stuff. It's quite scary stuff here. Because if we make the wrong prediction, we're in trouble. I'm going to go for the U-turn. He does switch out. Show me the Metang. There's Cyrus the Metang. Okay, we're in a great position here. He's going to get his wish, of course, as U-turn brings him down below 50%. The wish should bring him back up to full HP, but we're going to have Heatmor out, which is pretty good for us, because I don't think he's going to want to leave Metang in. I don't see that being a thing, because if he does, I think we might be able to come really close to one-shotting it. He's not going to switch in Frogadier, unless he gets fancy and predicts a switch, but there's no reason for me to switch with Heatmor out here. So I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast. We're going for it, and we'll see what he wants to do here. It's a very tricky situation. It's like we're all walking on eggshells. We make one wrong move that could really sway the momentum to the other side. Of course, our opponent does have the momentum right now. Kind of. He's at a disadvantage with what's on the field, but he's had the momentum going his way. So we're going to see if we can change that, and all it's going to take is a hard-hitting Fire Blast. Or a miss, and then he would have all the momentum, and that would probably cost us the game, unfortunately. That's the risk you take when you run Fire Blast, though. We already missed one. So there's always the chance that we could miss another one. This video's been going on for 37 minutes just about. Oh my gosh, this battle is just dragging on, but it's so tense that I don't even care. It's the long ones that I like. That's what she said. This is supposed to be a child-friendly channel. What am I doing? Fire Blast. He stays in with the Metang, and that is going to be a one-hit KO. Down goes the Metang. We're going to take some Life Orb Recoil through the Eviolite. That's impressive. Heatmor is power. All right. Now we're in business. Out comes the Frogadier, which we know is Scarfed. We've only seen U-turn and Hidden Power Ground, I think, as far as his attacks are concerned. He probably has a Water-type move, I'm assuming. I'm guessing that would be Scald. And I think we're going to have to let Heatmor go down here. We can't switch in Eradicate and take a hit. We're going to have to go for a Sucker Punch. He probably has all four attacks, or all four of his moves are attacks, so we can safely go for Sucker Punch. That does over half. And he does opt to go for the HP ground here to ensure that he's going to pick up the KO. I guess, or he's not running a Water-type move. That's also possible. He could be running Dark Pulse and Ice Beam as his other attacks. Either way, Heatmor is going to go down, but now we're in a position where Sucker Punch will take out this Frogadier. And this is where the true mind game begins. This is what the match comes down to. If I go for Sucker Punch and he switches in Spritzy, pretty sure the game is over. Because he can Moonblast. And I can't one-hit KO him. But it's a 2-hit KO. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Facade. I'm going to predict that he's going to switch out here and go into the Spritzy. That's my prediction. Because I'm predicting that he's going to predict me to go for Sucker Punch. And then if we get that prediction correctly, we go for the Facade, the Spritzy comes out. We need to hope that it's a 2-hit KO. If it's not, we still lose, even though we got the prediction correctly. But that's our only chance is to make this prediction. And he does withdraw. Yes, 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 yes. Here comes the Spritzy. Sugar Puff. Sugar Puff? I almost said Pruff. All right, come on now. And that is a 1-hit KO thanks to a critical hit. That is an untimely crit. I'm pretty sure from that HP range that it was a 2-hit KO. Pretty sure. I don't know what his spread was. It may not have mattered. I really don't know. I'd have to calc that. Wow, that is going to be the match right there. Now we can Sucker Punch. There's no way that this Frogadier is going to take that after seeing how much Sucker Punch from Heatmor did. The Frogadier goes down, and that is going to be the match. Oh my goodness, that was right down to the wire. That was intense. That was intense. That is just incredible. I love this tier. I love this tier. It was a little stally in the middle section of this battle. Kind of took a while to really get going, but down here at the end, man, that was crazy. Thank you very much for the match, TJ. We're going to do some NU matches coming up, not FU. I'll get back to those at some point. Only certain people, you know FU, but hopefully now you guys will get used to it. If you haven't seen it already on the Pokemon Showdown website and all that stuff. But that is going to be it for this time. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment or whatever you would like to do. And also, thank you for the match, TJ. See you all next time. But until then, game on.